Time does not spare anyone, not even the most famous figures in Hollywood. Some celebrities have had dramatic makeovers over the course of their careers, whether it be as a result of lifestyle choices, excessive surgery, or simply the passage of time. These transformations have ranged from youthful heartthrobs to silver screen legends. The enormous changes that some have undergone have left their followers in a state of shock, while others have aged gracefully. Where did their appearances come from, and what prompted such a significant change? And which of them had the most incredible metamorphosis of them all? In today's article, we will go deeply into the list of 15 celebrities who have aged horribly. Some of these will leave you unable to find the words to describe them. Make sure you stay tuned as we reveal the horrific truths that lie behind these once glamorous celebrities. Mickey Rourke. From heartthrob to unrecognizable. The decade of the 1980s was a time when Mickey Rourke was largely considered to be among the most attractive leading men in the entertainment business. Because of his smoldering good looks, natural charisma, and obvious talent, it was normal practice to draw parallels between him and great performers such as Marlon Brando and James Dean. This can be attributed to the fact that he was a talented actor. The rugged handsomeness that he possessed set him apart from the traditional pretty boy performers of the era, as a result of films like 9½ Weeks and Angel Heart. Rourke's appearance, however, saw a significant change throughout the course of the years, which caused a great number of followers to be in a condition of state of shock. Almost immediately after he started working in the entertainment sector, he underwent such a significant makeover that he became almost unrecognizable to anyone who had seen him before. One of the key things that led to this substantial adjustment in their relationship was his decision to seek a career in boxing rather than acting in the early 1990s. This decision was one of the primary elements that led to this significant shift. Despite the fact that he had always had a strong interest in the sport, the time that he spent competing in the ring came at a significant cost to him mentally and physically. He had a number of facial injuries, including deep facial cuts, broken cheekbones, and a shattered nose, among other injury to his face. Previously, he had sculpted his face into a more pronounced shape. Because of this, he went through a number of reconstructive surgeries in an effort to repair the damage. Nevertheless, the procedures ended up inflicting more harm than good. He was unable to recover from the injury. The surgeries did not result in the repair of his face. Rather, they left him looking bloated and unnatural, with exaggerated features that bore little similarity to the Mickey Rourke that supporters had once admired. The downside of plastic surgery. Mickey Rourke is widely acknowledged as one of the most notable examples of a cautionary story in the domain of excessive plastic surgery. He has been the subject of excessive plastic surgery. In spite of the fact that his initial treatments were designed to restore the damage that was caused by his boxing career, the fact that he relied on cosmetic improvements made the issue even more difficult than it already was. Over the course of his life, he went on to undergo a variety of further procedures, including facelifts, lip fillers, and skin-tightening treatments, among others. He appeared to be a very different person than he was when he was younger as a consequence of the impacts, which were frequently catastrophic. He appeared to have changed significantly. In the beginning, his eyes were the most remarkable element of his appearance, but the layers of extensive cosmetic treatment that were put to his eyelids made them almost impossible to identify. The use of fillers gave his lips, which were already naturally large in proportion, an appearance that was unnatural and stretched out. This was due to the fact that his lips had been filled. It appeared as though his jawline, which had been distinct and firm in the past, had become bloated and soft. It was believed by a significant number of followers that he had undergone an excessive number of surgical procedures in an effort to reclaim his youthful appearance. However, the surgeries ended up having the opposite impact than what was intended. Rourke has admitted that he was wrong to do the procedures that he did, and he has accepted responsibility for performing them. During interviews, he has expressed regret for some of the treatments that he has had, noting that he has made the error of choosing the incorrect doctors who did not execute the procedure to his satisfaction. He has also stated that he is regretful for the therapies that he has given himself. Even though he is always working in the entertainment industry, his appearance has remained a topic of discussion among both fans and critics. This comes despite the fact that he is constantly working. The aging effects of hard living. In addition to the injuries he sustained while fighting and the plastic surgery he underwent, Rourke's lifestyle of excessive partying was also a key contributor to his quick aging. It was during the latter half of the 1980s and the 1990s that he gained a reputation for his defiant demeanor, which frequently led to conflicts with directors and producers. As a result of his reputation for being difficult to collaborate with, his career, which had previously shown great promise, took a significant damage. Additionally, during this time period, he engaged in excessive use of alcohol and substances, which had a negative impact on his body and skin. Years of smoking, drinking, and a lack of self-care contributed to his aged appearance, which included deep wrinkles, sagging skin, and a worn-out look that made him appear older than his real age. His appearance was a complete and utter disappointment. Even though everything was going against him, Rourke was able to make a comeback in Hollywood with the picture The Wrestler, which garnered him a nomination for an Academy Award as well as critical acclaim. The fact that he still possessed the talent that made him a celebrity in the first place was demonstrated by the fact that his performance was unfiltered and emotional, despite the fact that he may have lost his young appearance. Lindsay Lohan, from Hollywood's golden girl to tabloid tragedy. There was a time when Lindsay Lohan was considered to be one of the most promising young actresses in Hollywood. After making her debut as a child actress in the film The Parent Trap, and then establishing her reputation with adolescent classics such as Freaky Friday and Mean Girls, she was seen as a natural talent who had a promising future ahead of her. She possessed all the elements necessary for a successful and long-lasting career in Hollywood, including her dazzling smile, beautiful red hair, and young allure. Nevertheless, as she entered maturity, her professional life took a turn for the worse in regard to her work. By the middle of the 2000s, Lohan had reached a point where her personal struggles had become more prominent than her acting. As a result of her partying, substance misuse, and legal issues, she ultimately fell from grace. Because of her unpredictable conduct, she was frequently spotted stumbling out of nightclubs, getting into altercations, and missing film shoots. The lifestyle she led had a discernible impact on her physical appearance. Her skin, which had been immaculate in the past, turned blotchy and prematurely aged. She appeared to be much older than her years due to the dark circles that appeared under her eyes, which were frequently the result of excessive drinking and a lack of sleep. She changed from being a young and beautiful superstar to appearing to be worn out and exhausted in a very short amount of time, which left her fans dumbfounded. The impact of substance abuse and poor choices. The years that Lohan spent abusing drugs and alcohol sped up the process of aging that she was already experiencing. It became the usual for the actress to have multiple arrests for driving under the influence of alcohol, court appearances, and periods in rehabilitation. Both her physique and her face were severely damaged as a result of the mix of stress, ongoing legal issues, and an unhealthy lifestyle. At times, she appeared to be in a precarious state of thinness, while at other times she appeared to be bloated and ill. Her weight fluctuated substantially over the course of her life. Because of these rapid alterations, her skin became less elastic and formed deep wrinkles far earlier than she had anticipated. This was a result of the rapid changes. The youthful, fresh-faced radiance that had made her famous in her younger years had completely vanished during the course of her career. Her smoking habit, on the other hand, made the situation even more dire. Excessive smoking can hasten the aging process, leading to the appearance of wrinkles and a dull complexion. All of these indicators, which Lohan, who is infamous for being a chain smoker, displayed, gave the impression that she was substantially older than other actresses of her age. Plastic surgery and failed attempts to reverse the damage. As the signs of aging grew more apparent, Lohan's efforts to reverse the consequences of aging through plastic surgery and other cosmetic modifications became increasingly apparent. It is unfortunate that the surgeries did not restore her natural attractiveness, but rather made the situation much more unfortunate. Fans observed that her lips, which had previously been proportioned in a natural way, looked to have been overfilled, endowing her with an unnatural trout pout. Additionally, her cheeks appeared to be suspiciously full, which led one to believe that she had fillers to maintain the volume. On the other hand, these modifications did not integrate well with her already damaged skin, which resulted in her appearing artificial rather than regenerated. A number of treatments, including Botox, were also responsible for her false appearance. Lohan appeared to have gone overboard with these treatments, which resulted in a stiff, plastic-like face that lacked the expressions that once made her so engaging on television. This is in contrast to the fact that many celebrities engage in these procedures sparingly in order to preserve a youthful appearance. There were numerous attempts made by Lohan to make a return, including appearances on reality shows and a few acting engagements. But her career was never able to fully recover altogether. In spite of the fact that she has made efforts in recent years to clean up her life, the harm has already been done. She continues to serve as a striking illustration of how the pressures of fame, substance misuse, and poor choices may significantly hasten the aging process with a dramatic acceleration. Meg Ryan, from America's sweetheart to unrecognizable. Meg Ryan was formerly considered to be the classic example of a romantic comedy queen during the 1990s. Through films such as When Harry Met Sally, Sleepless in Seattle, and You've Got Mail, she was able to win over viewers with her charming smile, soft curls, and girl-next-door charm. She was one of the most well-liked actresses of her generation due to the fact that she combined her innate charisma with her young attractiveness. On the other hand, Meg Ryan currently appears to be nearly completely different from the celebrity that America once fell in love with. Numerous individuals have speculated that cosmetic surgery has played a key influence in the considerable alterations that have occurred to her face over the course of the years. Her performances are no longer characterized by the unforced expressions that made them so attractive. Instead, her face looks to be much leaner, her lips appear to be fuller, and her whole appearance is very different from what it was when she was at her prime. Fans have been left in a state of astonishment as a result of the startling contrast, with many of them wondering why she opted to change her natural beauty to such an extreme degree. The downfall of a romantic comedy icon. The decline of Meg Ryan's career began in the early 2000s and continued to the present day. After she had established herself as one of the most bankable stars in Hollywood, she suddenly vanished from the public eye. Her disappearance came after she completed her career. Her change in appearance was one of the theories that gained the most attention, despite the fact that there were a number of factors that contributed to this deterioration. Fans who had previously loved her fresh and natural appearance were taken aback when she started appearing with facial features that, at first glance, appear to have been drastically altered. Despite the fact that aging is a natural process, Ryan's shift was so dramatic that it became a major topic of conversation in the media. It seemed as though she was attempting to maintain her youthful appearance by undergoing operations that had the opposite effect, rather than willingly accepting the natural process of aging in an elegant manner. There were times when her face lacked the warmth and emotion that made her such a well-known actor. This gave the sense that she was frozen in place. As a result of this, it seemed as though casting directors in Hollywood were moving on to other things, selecting females who still retained that certain intrinsic spark. A struggle to make a comeback. During the past few years, Meg Ryan has made a number of attempts to re-enter the industry. However, her efforts have been met with a range of responses from various individuals. Those who grew up watching Meg Ryan's romantic films have a hard time reconciling the old Meg Ryan with the new Meg Ryan. This is because the new Meg Ryan is nothing like the old Meg Ryan. She has directed and starred in a few films, but none of them have been able to replicate the enchantment that she had in her earlier films. Her changing appearance frequently overshadows her skills, which is why the formerly bankable celebrity is now having a tough time obtaining the same level of success as she had in the past. There's a possibility that Ryan's efforts to maintain a youthful appearance hampered her ability to transition into new phases of her professional life. Actresses who age gracefully and continue to get roles that are a suitable fit for their evolving appearance are in contrast to those who age gracefully. Her shift serves as a warning tale about the constraints that Hollywood puts on its performers and the repercussions of pushing too hard to keep one's youth. Despite the fact that she continues to be an icon of romantic comedies, her transition serves as a cautionary tale. Val Kilmer, Hollywood heartthrob to unrecognizable figure. During the 1980s and 1990s, Val Kilmer was the personification of machismo in the Hollywood industry. With parts in films such as Top Gun, The Doors, and Batman Forever, he soon ascended to popularity thanks to his sculpted good looks, his self-assured manner, and his unmistakable acting abilities. His attractive jawline, engaging smile, and natural charm made him a fan favorite, and he was adored for all of these qualities. Fans from all over the world have been stunned by the fact that the man who was previously considered to be one of the most gorgeous actors in Hollywood has aged considerably. Kilmer's fight against throat cancer, which resulted in a significant transformation in his look, is partially responsible for his quick aging. His voice, which was one of his defining attributes, was seriously impacted, and his once strong features became gaunt. His skin also lost its youthful luster. Despite the fact that the actor courageously fought the sickness and emerged as a survivor, it is indisputable that the physical toll was significant. As a result of the medical treatments he had, his weight fluctuated wildly, and his face grew significantly more bloated and aged. When fans saw how drastically he had changed in such a short period of time, they were startled to realize that he had gone from being ruggedly attractive to someone else. Furthermore, the natural process of aging had a more profound impact on Kilmer than was anticipated. His hair, which was formerly thick and blonde, became noticeably thinner, and his complexion, which was once dark, now developed deep wrinkles. Kilmer, in contrast to some of his contemporaries in Hollywood, made the decision to refrain from participating in excessive plastic surgery, which resulted in his aging appearing even more dramatic in comparison to his former appearance. Health issues that took a toll on his looks. The challenges that Kilmer had with his health were a crucial factor in the transformation of his appearance. It was in 2015 when rumors began to spread that the actor was facing a major disease. However, he denied having any such ailment on multiple occasions. On the other hand, it was eventually established that he had been diagnosed with throat cancer, a condition that necessitated intensive treatments such as chemotherapy and a number of surgical procedures. Kilmer was subjected to a tracheotomy as part of his treatment, which was a technique that impaired his capacity to speak and breathe normally. Not only did this have an effect on his voice, but it also had a significant impact on the structure of his neck and jawline, giving him the appearance of being much older than his actual age. Fans, who had not seen him in years, were taken aback by his overall fragile appearance, as well as the sagging skin that had been completely faultless around his face and neck. Not only did Kilmer fight with cancer, but he also fought with gaining and losing weight over the course of his life. The strain of his health struggles, in conjunction with the adverse consequences of the medicines he was receiving, caused his body to experience unpredictable changes. On occasion, he appeared to be dangerously thin, while on other occasions, his face appeared to be inflated, most likely as a result of the medication he was administered. His aging process became even more visible as a result of these drastic alterations, which further fueled conjecture and alarm among his avid followers. The impact of lifestyle choices. Beyond the challenges he faced with his health, Kilmer's personal decisions also played a part in the dramatic transition he underwent. He had a reputation for being one of the most challenging actors to collaborate with in Hollywood while he was at the height of his career. Because of his tendency toward perfectionism and his conflicts with directors, he gained a reputation that may have been a contributing factor to the stress he experienced throughout his career. It is common knowledge that stress may hasten the aging process, and in the case of Kilmer, the effects of stress became all too obvious. It is possible that Kilmer's health status became even more dire as a result of his reluctance to seek medical assistance at an earlier stage. It has been alleged that he did not seek therapy for his cancer for a number of years, instead relying on alternative ways of treatment. At the point in time when he eventually consented to conventional therapy, the disease had already advanced to a substantial degree, which resulted in the significant changes that occurred in his look. For all of this, Kilmer has demonstrated a remarkable capacity for resiliency. As he continues to accept his new reality, he even made an appearance in Top Gun: Maverick, where his voice was recreated with the use of artificial intelligence technology. Despite the fact that his physical appearance may have undergone significant transformations, his legacy as a talented and devoted actor has not been altered. Regrettably, he passed away in April 2025. Tara Reid, from the character of the American Pie starlet to a warning story. In the past, Tara Reid was considered to be one of the most promising young actresses in Hollywood. She became a breakout sensation in American Pie thanks to her blonde bombshell features and contagious grin. She rapidly earned a reputation as a party girl who understood how to have fun, which contributed to her success in the world of American Pie. As a result of her youthful attractiveness, she became one of the most sought-after actors in the early 2000s. At the same time, however, her beauty began to deteriorate over the course of time, which shocked both her supporters and her detractors. The traumatic change that Reid has undergone can be traced in large part to years of excessive partying, questionable lifestyle choices, and a succession of botched plastic procedures. Her once radiant complexion became rough and prematurely aged. Her weight loss became dangerously excessive, and her whole appearance took on a gaunt and unhealthy look. Her skin had been radiant before. Reid became an example of how celebrity and excess can speed up the aging process, in contrast to the majority of Hollywood actors who age gracefully because of their careers. The greatest challenge she faced was the extreme shifts in her weight profile. As time has gone on, she has been subjected to criticism for being either excessively thin or excessively bloated, never achieving a good balance between the two. As a result of the severe changes that occurred in her body, her skin lost its suppleness, which caused her to appear significantly older than she actually was. The downfall of plastic surgery. In the history of Hollywood, the botched plastic procedures performed on Tara Reid are among the most notorious. At the beginning of the 21st century, she submitted herself to a number of cosmetic treatments, including liposuction and breast augmentation. In a tragic turn of events, the outcomes were terrible. She had breast implants that were not evenly distributed, which resulted in a rippling effect that was easily discernible through her skin. Her stomach seemed distorted after she had liposuction, with obvious indentations and sagging skin. This was even worse than they had been before. The actress, who had been toned and youthful in the past, started to look as if she had aged by several decades overnight. Reid has subsequently admitted that she was misled by her doctors and expressed sorrow about her decision to undergo surgery. She also stated that she regrets her decision. In later years, she underwent corrective procedures in an effort to repair the damage. Nevertheless, the outcomes were never the same. In spite of the fact that these treatments were intended to enhance her natural attractiveness, they instead made her appear older, which was detrimental to her career. Hard living and its consequences. A significant contributor to Tara Reid's stunning shift is the fact that she has a history of engaging in intense partying. During the height of her career, she became one of the most prominent socialites in Hollywood. She was frequently seen attending clubs and red carpet events while seeming untidy and intoxicated. The decisions she made in her lifestyle were a significant contributor to her early aging. Over the course of several years, she drank excessive amounts of alcohol, which resulted in the development of wrinkles, puffiness, and a worn-out aspect on her skin. That Reid's young glow vanished so fast can be explained by the fact that heavy drinking causes the skin to become dehydrated, which in turn causes it to lose its suppleness. The aging process was dramatically accelerated as a result of the combination of sleepless nights, negative stress, and poor dietary choices. In recent years, Reid has made efforts to make positive changes in her life by taking on new acting jobs and putting more of an emphasis on taking care of herself. The harm that she has sustained as a result of years of hard living and botched procedures is tough to undo, despite the fact that she has made some changes. Steven Seagal, from a master of martial arts to an unrecognizable figure from the past. Steven Seagal was once considered a legend in the world of martial arts. He was famous for his dominating screen presence in films such as Above the Law, Under Siege, and Hard to Kill, which were all packed with intense action. At the end of the 1980s and the beginning of the 1990s, he was a formidable opponent because he was tall, physically fit, and possessed a singular combination of self-control and charisma. As a result of his slick-backed hair, sharp features, and distinctive focused glare, he became one of the most recognizable action heroes of his day. In spite of this, Seagal's once imposing body underwent a significant transformation as time went on. A substantial amount of weight was gained by him, and he lost the athletic physique that had made him a hero in the world of action movies. Previously fluid and accurate, his actions became notably sluggish from that point on. In the past, the martial artist would execute techniques that were lightning fast, but today they appeared to be slow and out of shape. His face, which had been crisp and well-defined in the past, became more puffy as he got older, and his hairline appeared to recede despite his efforts to keep his signature look. Fans were taken aback by Seagal's noticeable physical makeover. It was difficult for audiences to trust in the man's on-screen ability because he appeared to struggle with basic motions, despite the fact that he had previously been praised for his quickness and combat capabilities. Lifestyle choices and controversial image. Steven Seagal's controversial lifestyle is a significant contributor to the rapid aging that he has experienced. Over the course of his career, he has been embroiled in a number of different legal concerns, including claims of wrongdoing and financial difficulties. There is a good chance that the strain of these charges and legal fights contributed to his aging process of some kind. Seagal's fondness for excessive eating and an unhealthy lifestyle seemed to take precedence over his dedication to martial arts, which seemed to take a back seat to his unhealthy lifestyle. There are reports that indicate that he ignored his workout program, which resulted in him gaining a significant amount of weight and prematurely aging. It seemed as though Seagal had lost the discipline that had formerly defined his career, in contrast to other action stars such as Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger, who have been known to maintain strict workout routines. Seagal has made a number of career choices that are questionable, including getting involved in politics and working closely with the Russian government. This has added to the scandal that has been around him. The fact that he took honorary Russian citizenship and was associated with Vladimir Putin caused concerns to be raised, which further alienated his admirers. It became increasingly difficult for him to make public appearances, and when he did make an appearance, audiences were taken aback by his altered appearance and his slow behavior. Unsuccessful attempts to revive his career. Steven Seagal has continued to star in low-budget action films despite the fact that he has undergone a significant physical metamorphosis. However, these films have not been able to achieve the same level of success as his earlier work. As a result of his aging appearance, lack of agility, and wooden acting style, audiences have found it challenging to take him seriously as an action hero. In his most recent flicks, Seagal made extensive use of stunt doubles and camera trickery in an effort to compensate for the physical constraints he had in his earlier films. As opposed to carrying out his own action sequences, he is frequently shown delivering slow and ineffective punches while body doubles take care of the actual action. The fact that he had changed so much since his prime years was brought into even greater focus by this. A shadow of his former action star persona. It is difficult to ignore the fact that Steven Seagal has undergone a transition throughout the years, despite the fact that he formerly had a powerful presence in Hollywood. Seagal, in contrast to other action actors who have managed to keep their fitness levels up, has led his previously athletic frame to deteriorate. The combination of his substantial weight gain and his preference for wearing clothing that is too big for him has given the impression that he is getting older. Fans who remember him from the height of his fame are frequently taken aback by the significant changes that he has undergone for the better. In his more recent film appearances, his rigid moves and sluggish reactions only serve to further underscore how far he has wandered from the glory days of his martial arts career. In spite of the fact that he periodically makes an effort to demonstrate his previous abilities, it is evident that time has caught up with him in ways that he has not been able to reverse. The transition that Seagal has undergone serves as a harsh reminder of how time and lifestyle choices can significantly affect the appearance of an individual. In spite of the fact that he was once a legendary figure in the world of martial arts, he has become practically unrecognizable in comparison to his previous self due to his inability to keep up with his fitness routine and the controversy that has surrounded his career. Madonna. In the face of extreme plastic surgery, Queen of Pop was a witness. Once upon a time, Madonna was the consummate pop icon. From the 1980s through the 2000s, she was the undisputed leader in the music industry thanks to her ever-changing appearances, contentious performances, and unparalleled capacity to reinvent herself. She embodied the very definition of youthful vitality, as she wore daring clothing, had immaculate complexion, and had a strong presence behind the stage. Madonna's appearance, on the other hand, has altered to the point where it is virtually impossible to recognize her. She has undergone a significant number of cosmetic treatments, which have resulted in a significantly altered appearance of her facial features rather than aging in a natural way. Both her supporters and her detractors are in a state of disbelief because her face, which was once expressive, now appears rigid and bloated with an unnatural smoothness. Fans were caught surprised by Madonna's significantly altered face structure, which became especially apparent in her social media posts and public appearances. Madonna's alteration became especially apparent in these instances. Madonna's selections have virtually led to her appearing to be a whole new person, in contrast to the choices that some celebrities make, which are more subtle upgrades. The obsession with staying young. Ever since she was a child, Madonna has been fascinated with preserving her youthful appearance. Even though she is in her 60s, she is adamant about portraying herself as the same daring and defiant pop singer that she was when she was at the height of her career. On the other hand, rather than accepting the natural process of aging, she has turned to excessive cosmetic operations, which have resulted in the opposite impact. According to various reports, Madonna has reportedly undergone facial procedures such as facelifts, Botox injections, dermal fillers, and possibly improvements to her cheeks and jawline. Her facial appearance has become bloated and unnatural as a result of these surgeries. Madonna's makeover has spurred countless debates regarding the consequences of excessive plastic surgery. Unlike some of her contemporaries, such as Cher or Cindy Crawford, Madonna has not aged gracefully like they have. Without resorting to surgical procedures, she has been making efforts to preserve her youthful appearance. She has been known to apply strong filters to the images she posts on social media, frequently distorting her face to make it appear to be many decades younger. Pictures taken at public events that have not been cropped, on the other hand, tell a different narrative. They show a face that has been overworked and scarcely resembles the Madonna that the world used to know. Backlash from fans and the public. There's been a lot of attention paid to Madonna's dramatic makeover. Concern has been voiced by those who once admired her for her self-assurance and natural beauty, but who are now concerned about her choices. She has become the target of derision and criticism rather than being praised for the delicate way in which she has developed over the years. Her participation at the 2023 Grammy Awards became one of the most talked about aspects of the event, not because of her performance, but rather because of how different she looked from previous years. There were a lot of admirers who turned to social media to express their disbelief, and some of them even questioned whether or not it was actually Madonna when they saw it. Despite the criticism, Madonna continues to maintain her defiance. With her appearance, she continues to push the envelope, despite the fact that she has dismissed criticism as ageism. In recent years, however, her appearance has been more prominent than her music. This is a fact that cannot be denied. However, rather than being acknowledged for her contributions to popular culture, she is now more frequently addressed for the choices she has made regarding her appearance. The metamorphosis that Madonna underwent serves as a warning story about the dangers of excessive plastic surgery and the pressure that celebrities experience to maintain beauty standards that are unachievable. Despite the fact that she continues to be a symbol, many people are curious about what may have been if she had decided to age naturally rather than undergo the severe changes that she has undergone. The struggles of defying age at all costs. The manner in which Madonna has confronted the process of aging has been anything but discreet. Nonetheless, despite her best efforts, the outcomes have not always been warmly accepted. Her usage of cosmetic enhancements has resulted in an appearance that many of her followers consider to be artificial, despite the fact that she is not stopping her efforts to reinvent her image. Despite her best efforts to preserve her youthful appearance, she has transformed the structure of her face to the point where she is almost unidentifiable when compared to the person she was when she was younger. Her live appearances reveal a different tale from the extremely edited and filtered versions of herself that she frequently displays on her social media platforms. Although Madonna continues to be one of the most influential figures in the history of music, her refusal to accept the natural process of aging has provoked an unending number of disputes. Her transition has become one of the most talked about topics in Hollywood as a result of the fact that many of her attempts to defy time have resulted in public scrutiny rather than appreciation. Johnny Depp. What happened to the Hollywood heartthrob who looked tired and old? When he was younger, Johnny Depp was the epitome of elegance. After appearing in films like Edward Scissorhands and Pirates of the Caribbean, he became one of the most well-liked actors in Hollywood due to his sharp jawline, penetrating eyes, and effortlessly fashionable appearance. In his prime, Johnny Depp was the epitome of rough appeal, mixing a defiant attitude with indisputable talent. He was the poster boy for rugged charm. On the other hand, the once striking celebrity has undergone a significant alteration over the course of the years. As a result of years of heavy smoking, drinking, and stress, his skin, which was previously silky and dazzling, now appears leathery and exhausted. His hair, which was once thick and naturally messy in an attractive way, now frequently appears disheveled, thinner, and lacking the youthful vigor he once possessed. Particularly obvious in his public appearances has been the aging process that he has been going through. During his appearances at red carpet events and court hearings, Johnny Depp has been seen with deep wrinkles, eye bags that are obvious, and an expression that is worn out. In light of the evident impacts of time and a life that has been lived to the fullest, the carefree and defiant misdemeanor that previously made him so appealing now appears more like tiredness because of the passage of time. Legal battles and lifestyle choices took a toll. Johnny Depp's aging hasn't just been due to natural causes. His personal life has been filled with controversies, lawsuits, and struggles that have left a visible impact. His highly publicized legal battle with ex-wife Amber Heard was one of the most stressful and damaging events in his career, taking a toll not just on his reputation, but also on his appearance. During the court hearings, fans couldn't help but notice how different he looked from his former self. His face looked more bloated, his skin seemed dry and weathered, and the dark circles under his eyes suggested years of stress and sleepless nights. While legal troubles can be mentally draining, they also affect a person physically, and Depp was no exception. In addition to legal troubles, Depp's long history of substance use contributed heavily to his aged look. Reports of excessive drinking, smoking, and rumored drug use surfaced throughout his career. While some celebrities manage to age gracefully despite their habits, Depp's lifestyle has caught up with him in a way that even Hollywood's best stylists can't hide. A career struggling to match his former glory. Johnny Depp's career has also been affected by the fact that he's getting older. The past few years have been defined by a deterioration in his career, despite the fact that he was previously one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood and was able to easily secure roles in blockbuster films. After losing his role as Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean, a character that catapulted him to the forefront of the entertainment industry, he has seen a considerable decrease in the number of film chances available to him. The toll of public battles and excess. It has been widely reported that Johnny Depp's aging process has been a combination of lifestyle choices and personal issues that have been brought to light. Depp's physical alterations are the result of years of legal battles, financial difficulties, and emotional traumas. While some celebrities age gracefully, Depp's changes are unmistakable. A more disheveled and exhausted appearance with visible weight fluctuations and a pale, worn-out skin has replaced his once polished Hollywood image. his appearance has become more disheveled and tired. In contrast to his younger years, when he projected an effortless charm, Depp now frequently appears to be in a state of haggardness in public. Additionally, his style has gotten more chaotic, and some of his followers have pointed out that his excessive accessorizing and disheveled appearance can often give the impression that he is older than he actually is. His look serves as a striking reminder of the toll that a hard-lived life may take, and it is virtually impossible to recognize him from his days as a young actor on Pirates of the Caribbean. Despite this, he continues to be a revered figure. Depp's performances, which were formerly famed for their charm and ability to steal the show, have changed significantly over the years. He now looks to be less dynamic, less sharp, and plainly impacted by the weight of his personal troubles. There is no doubting that he has undergone a significant transformation from the Hollywood hunk that he once was, despite the fact that his devoted followers continue to show their support for him. Britney Spears, from the pop princess to the public appearances that are troubling. Britney Spears was once considered the most beautiful woman in the United States. She dominated the late 1990s and early 2000s with her young energy, sparkling grin, and irresistible pop tunes. She continued to dominate the music industry. Due to the fact that she possessed the ideal combination of allure, talent, and beauty, she became one of the most prominent celebrities of her generation. The years, however, have not been kind to Britney, and her transition has left a great many of her followers in a state of absolute heartbreak. Despite the fact that aging is a natural process, it appears like Spears' appearance has undergone a significant transformation as a result of years of stress, personal issues, and the overwhelming strain of fame. Her face, which was once radiant and full of vitality, now frequently appears strained and exhausted. The sheen of her distinctive golden locks has diminished, and the choices she makes with her makeup sometimes serve to highlight rather than conceal the toll that years of strife have taken on her hair and face. Britney's unpredictable conduct and strange expressions in public appearances and videos shared on social media have only served to fuel speculation about her health and well-being. Britney's lifestyle and the struggles she has faced in her personal life have unquestionably had an effect on her appearance, in contrast to other pop singers who have been able to keep their appearances by maintaining a healthy lifestyle and doing diligent upkeep. Years of conservatorship and mental health struggles. One of the most significant factors that contributed to Britney Spears' rapid aging is the years of stress that she was subjected to while she was under conservatorship. Between the years 2008 and 2021, she was subjected to stringent legal control, and her father was responsible for making all of her personal and financial decisions on her behalf. She suffered a noticeable loss of personal independence as a result of the protracted court battle that she was involved in. Over the course of her career, Britney is frequently given the impression of being disoriented, detached, and fatigued. She aged more quickly than many of her contemporaries in the music industry, which was a clear indication of the stress she was under as a result of her ongoing struggle to maintain her independence. Her issues with her mental health also had a key impact in the situation. Britney has never been shy about discussing the fact that she is dealing with personal troubles. Nonetheless, the erratic statements she makes on social media and the conduct that is cause for alarm indicate that she has been battling for a considerable amount of time. As an illustration of how stress, anxiety, and emotional instability may have a big impact on the aging process, Britney's situation is a prime example of this. Unstable lifestyle and public concerns. Britney Spears' aging process has continued to be a source of concern for her followers even after she emerged victorious from her legal battle and achieved freedom. The videos that she posts on social media frequently show her dancing in an unpredictable manner, wearing a lot of eye makeup, and appearing in ways that many people find to be disturbing. She does not appear to be looking refreshed and content. Rather, she appears to be caught in a cycle of instability. Her once iconic stage presence has decreased, and recent appearances have made it very evident that she no longer resembles the pop star that she was in the past. Britney's troubles have caused her to appear noticeably older than her years. In contrast to other celebrities who are able to age gracefully, while still maintaining their relevance in the entertainment industry. Britney Spears has aged drastically as a result of the pressures of celebrity, personal struggles, and an unpredictable lifestyle. Fans continue to show their support for her and harbor the hope that she will find stability, but the fact remains that she has aged dramatically. The weight of a lifetime in the spotlight. The transition that Britney Spears has undergone throughout the course of her career has been both physical and emotional. Despite the fact that she previously exemplified the ideal pop star image, the unrelenting scrutiny that she was subjected to eventually took its toll on her. She has appeared to be much older than her real age due to the years of stress, personal issues, and the well-documented difficulties she has encountered with her conservatorship. The once radiant stage presence that she formerly possessed has been replaced by unpredictable and worrying social media posts in which followers have commented on her untidy appearance. She has been subjected to a great deal of control and pressure for a number of years, and the effects of this can be seen in her eyes and expressions, which frequently appear exhausted and distant. Her problems have made her appearance more unpredictable, reflecting the highs and lows of her wild career. Despite the fact that she still has moments of youthful enthusiasm, she has become more unpredictable as a result of her struggles. Axl Rose. Rockstar life created a mark that can be seen. Once upon a time, Axl Rose was the very definition of a rock god. It was his powerful vocals, defiant demeanor, and striking appearance that made him one of the most iconic characters of the late 1980s and early 1990s. He was the vocalist of Guns N' Roses. As a result of his characteristic bandanas, long untamed hair, and chiseled jawline, he became a popular and coveted figure among rock lovers all over the world. In spite of this, Axl has been unable to deny the fact that his years of rockstar excess have finally caught up with him. Because of his substantial weight gain, his face, which was once youthful, now has a lot of lines, and his features, which were once sharp, have become subdued. When compared to other rock stars of his period, Axl's transition has been rather remarkable, despite the fact that aging is an unavoidable process. His physical appearance has suffered as a result of decades of rough partying, excessive consumption of alcohol, and a lifestyle that is characterized by constant change. His recent performances have put his fans in a state of astonishment, not just because of the noticeable decrease in his voice, but also because of how unrecognizable he has become. In stark contrast to the slim and dynamic performer he used to be, his face has become more pudgy, his frame has become bulkier, and he appears to be becoming older overall. Failed attempts at maintaining his image. According to reports, Axl Rose has made numerous attempts over the years to preserve his youthful appearance. Nevertheless, the outcomes have been inconsistent. Axl has dabbled with cosmetic surgeries that have left him looking unnatural rather than renewed, in contrast to other celebrities who have decided to embrace the process of aging gracefully instead. Botox, fillers, and facelifts have all been the subject of theories that have been circulating among both admirers and detractors. In spite of the fact that these operations have the potential to improve a person's appearance in some instances, it appears that they have had the opposite impact on Axl. He frequently looks to have a strained and rigid face, which gives him a look that is strikingly dissimilar to his previous physical appearance. His dress choices, in addition to the cosmetic modifications he has made, have not been helpful. Axl continues to cling to his old rock star character, which includes wearing enormous hats, sunglasses, and flashy clothing that appear to be out of place to him. He has not adjusted his appearance to reflect his maturity. His efforts to preserve the image of a young rock star have, ironically, resulted in his appearing much more out of touch and older than he already was. Russell Crowe. Starting from a gladiator to an unrecognizable. During his time in Hollywood, Russell Crowe was considered to be one of the most commanding leading males. In the early 2000s, he dominated the film industry with his rugged good looks, penetrating eyes, and unquestionable talent. He delivered dynamite performances in films such as Gladiator, A Beautiful Mind, and Cinderella Man. After his performance in Gladiator, his physique, which was ripped and strong, established the benchmark for starring men in action movies. Fast forward to the present day, fans are astonished by the transformation that Russell Crowe has undergone. The actor, who was once sculpted, has gained a substantial amount of weight, and as a result, he is nearly unrecognizable from his best years. As he has gotten older, his face has become more round, his hair has become thinner, and his once intense vitality has become less intense. The dramatic transformation that Crowe has undergone has been difficult to overlook, in contrast to the seamless shift that some actors make from being action heroes to mature and polished performances. Fans frequently have a hard time believing that they are seeing the same person because of the stunning contrast between his gladiator physique and his current appearance. Demi Moore, drastic changes in appearance. When she was younger, Demi Moore was one of the brightest stars in Hollywood. She was famous for her parts in films such as Ghost, A Few Good Men, and G.I. Jane. She seemed to resist the aging process with her striking dark hair, beautiful skin, and toned figure. Her facial features were also immaculate. She was a symbol of beauty and elegance throughout the 1990s and early 2000s, and she was adored for her classic appearance despite the passage of time. Moore's appearance, on the other hand, has experienced significant transformation over the past few years, leaving both admirers and detractors in a state of shock. The appearance of her face during red carpet events is abnormally tight, and some people speculate that she has undergone an excessive amount of cosmetic treatment, which has rendered her practically unrecognizable. During her walk down the catwalk for Fendi in 2021, her followers were taken aback by the significant changes that she had made to her facial structure. With her sunken cheekbones, lush lips, and extraordinarily flawless skin, rumors began to circulate that she had undergone excessive amounts of plastic surgery. Moore seems to have selected excessive cosmetic improvements that backfired, ruining the natural beauty that she was previously admired for. Instead of embracing aging gracefully, it appeared that Moore had decided to age elegantly. Rose McGowan, from Hollywood starlet to unrecognizable. Rose McGowan became one of the most compelling actors in Hollywood throughout the latter part of the 1990s and the early 2000s when she rocketed to stardom. As a result of her exceptional beauty, black hair, and distinctive seductive gaze, she became a symbol of the alternative Hollywood glam that was popular at the time. She was a rising star who appeared to be about to embark on a career that would continue for a very long time. She was most known for her appearances in Charmed, Jawbreaker, and Scream. However, McGowan's appearance has seen a significant transformation during the course of her life. The youthful traits that formerly made her a fan favorite are no longer part of her appearance. It has been speculated that numerous cosmetic surgeries may have played a role in her appearance, since her skin, which was formerly flawless, now looks to have been altered, and her facial expressions appear to be stiff. Furthermore, her appearance of aging can be attributed to the choices she has made in her lifestyle, anxiety, and conflicts with the public. The stark contrast between her youthful beauty and her current appearance has left her supporters in a state of shock, with many of them not recognizing her whenever she has made public appearances in recent times. Ozzy Osbourne, a rock star's battle with time. During his time as the iconic leader of Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne was considered the epitome of what it means to be a rock star. As a result of his wild antics, loud voice, and characteristic long hair, he became a symbol of heavy metal. Over the course of the 1970s and 1980s, Ozzy followed the lifestyle that is considered to be the epitome of rock and roll. He was known for his extravagant lifestyle, his defiance, and his legendary reputation for partying. On the other hand, his appearance has suffered a significant decline as a result of his years of substance misuse and hard lifestyle. Despite the fact that he was once a powerful performer, Ozzy now appears fragile, frequently appearing bent over and moving slowly. It is practically impossible to recognize him from his younger years due to the deep wrinkles and drooping skin that have appeared on his face. His facial characteristics have aged dramatically. Even though aging is a normal process, Ozzy appears to be much older than many of his contemporaries due to the enormous toll that his lifestyle choices have taken on him. His theatrical presence, which was previously full of vitality, has become less energizing, and in recent years, he has been struggling with a number of health difficulties which has further accelerated his already aging appearance. Terence Hill, the golden days of a Western legend. When it comes to the genre of spaghetti westerns, Terence Hill was previously considered to be one of the most distinctive faces. Through his roles in films such as They Call Me Trinity and My Name is Nobody, he was able to captivate audiences with his piercing blue eyes, sculpted features, and irresistible charisma on screen. In contrast to Clint Eastwood, who had a more grizzled and gruff appearance, Hill had a more young and appealing appeal that distinguished him apart from the other actors. He possessed a natural comedic timing, was quick-witted, and was athletic, all of which contributed to his popularity among the audience. It was during the 1960s and 1970s that he was the most dominant figure in the Western film industry. He frequently appeared opposite Bud Spencer in action comedy pictures that went on to become cult classics. The combination of his boyish good looks and effortless charisma made him one of the most beloved actors in Europe during his time period, which ultimately led to his rise to stardom on a global scale. On the other hand, as time went on, the image of the dashing gunslinger began to diminish or disappear. Hill made the decision to embrace the natural process of aging, in contrast to the majority of Hollywood celebrities who actively explored anti-aging therapies, including procedures that involved surgery. Over the course of time, his formerly youthful face became weathered, and the sparkle that was previously present in his blue eyes went away. Despite the fact that some admirers celebrated his decision to age in a dignified manner, others were surprised to see how unrecognizable he had become in comparison to his days as a renowned movie star.
If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon